Hi, my name is Thais and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to Israel. Yeah, and I still gotta pack. I've pretty much been packing like all morning since I didn't get to it last night.
I'm not going.
Well, he's not going.
Don't point the camera at
Israel.
Don't point the camera at me.
But he's not going.
Stop recording me while I'm driving. I told you that I'm not going on this trip, and you continue to always record me. And you're like always trying to piss me off. How much more is this gonna go on for?
Look at this beast. Absolute unit over here.
Here we go. We're going to Herman Field School first, then we're going to the restaurant.
The Bible is enough, but not by the finger it rolled down inside of it.
Yeah, so Israel has a lot of cats, but the first stop in Israel was Tzfat. This area is in the northern district of Israel, and it's kind of known as the city of Kabbalah and art. It was actually in Tzfat that we met the Israelis that were going to join us for like half of the trip. You can see a few of the active soldiers in the clip through their uniforms, but then there's also the Mechina kids, which are not actively in service yet. And the next stop on the trip was actually the Mechina kids showing us where they live, as well as what their everyday lives kind of look like. But first, let's hear a little bit about wine and grapes.
Okay? But I'm going back to my story. In Judaism, to be a good Jew, do you know how many times I need to drink wine? I'm obligated to drink wine a week. In Shabbat and Havdalah.
As you can see, the view is very beautiful.
Oh wow.
And there is, we did maybe twice a fire.
Very beautiful.
Just tired. Yeah. So yeah,
there's-
Tavas.
Tavas.
The concept is the Mechina, this winner subject is the
Am I not correct?
No,
this joint here right now would be the best fucking thing. Like, listen. Yo, this would be
This is
the
beautiful.
best spot to smoke. Look at this shit.
You can see the moon and everything. Not over here.
I also did not realize there's a gap between the wall and the edge of this walkway.
What? I knew it was there and I forgot. Yes, come closer to us. What if it just goes into the bus? So pretty. That's the Lebanese border, y'all.
Right there.
That's right there.
it's right there.
Random dog.
They almost did it with bare feet, with no shoes, because they must not break the seeds. Broken seeds give bitterness to the wine. Therefore, our crusher. It's cool. Yeah. Look over here in this room. It is not big enough. So today we have free bell. Not in charge of the cool temperature here. Well, today pretty cold outside as well. But during the summer, we keep when it's very hot outside. Here we keep a cool temperature of about 58 Fahrenheit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not for our pleasure, for the pleasure of the bar. Would you like to taste some good wines, huh?
Yeah.
So please turn back and straight there. Tight the neck of the bottle. This it scups off the top of the capsule. This way, just a moment. Tick, tick, tick. Now it's broken. Okay. I've been helping serving the wine.
Got like boiled in our room. I didn't.
Is your room hot?
Yeah, I didn't know the conversion between Celsius and Fahrenheit.
When we're talking about Jerusalem, we're talking about almost 1 million residents that lives inside of Jerusalem. When we're talking about Israel in general, we're talking about 9.2 million residents. So by far, the most populated city in Israel, the most crowded city in Israel, and not the most expensive city in Israel, but definitely a lot of people want to live here.
Did you just try to bite me?
Sorry, I'm.
How dare you? And you missed.
You don't think
I'm disappointed in you.
You want me to try it?
The Shuk. So this is the Shuk in Jerusalem, which is essentially a giant market, and we're actually going to see this place 3 times at 3 different times of day. The first one being this one, which is when it's super crowded in the daytime, full of markets and stores.
Stop sniffing those roses, you weirdo.
I don't fucking care.
Is it a dry heat or a humid heat here?
Such a humid heat.
Oh, really?
That sucks, yeah. Like 100%.
Wow.
My base is in Taiphoon. It's like
It's just a video. Oh, yeah.
100%.
Then there's going to be when it's closed and nothing's open. It's pretty dead. And the third time, which is New Year's night, which was the best time I've had the entire trip, and we were just partying, and it turns into like a giant club. It was awesome. You'll see.
Ain't nothing but a mistake. Ain't nothing but a
Although that day was very fun, this next one was not at all, and it was a bit hard for me, and I didn't feel comfortable taking a lot of footage. This day we had to say goodbye to the Israelis, and we also visited Mount Herzl, which is Israel's national memorial and cemetery. And we also went to Yad Vashem, which is the Holocaust Museum. On these headstones, there were a lot of 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and I'd be lying if I didn't say that that messed with me a little bit, seeing a memorial that's full of people that are practically your age. Either way, I'm very glad that I saw it because it was most definitely a good learning experience, especially from the museum. And we have arrived in the old city of Jerusalem.
Old Jerusalem City. The old Jerusalem City. Yeah.
Why is it different? Yeah, but why didn't he just conquer the mountain as well? He just conquered the city.
As an agnostic person, this is probably the most religious that I'd felt on the trip, and this is because we're at the Western Wall. The Western Wall is one of the most holy sites in Jewish faith. You can leave a prayer note there, and you can write and hope for whatever you'd like. You can still see a lot of the little notes that are like really stuck in that wall too, and I wonder how old they are. And the reason that I'm walking backwards here is not just because I'm a great cinematographer, but it's actually because you're supposed to leave the wall while walking backwards away from it. Although I'm not religious, it was really interesting for me to think about how many people have prayed against and touched this wall. So for our last day in Jerusalem, we were given these little food cards that have all this free stuff for us to get, and we have to go find it in the Shuk.
Absolutely.
So we've got some nice food shots here.
Yeah, let's go. What street is it?
Ben Yehuda.
Let's go. And then we're off to something very different, the Bedouin tents. The Bedouin are a nomadic Arab tribe, and when it comes to their indigenous population in Israel, they primarily take up the Negev desert in southern Israel.
It is 1,000,000% segregated by gender.
Oh shit, this is so sleeping
It was a very different experience being there, but it felt really hospitable, and we got to feed a bunch of camels.
They're gonna keep coming up to us no matter where we are, so keep walking and we'll get another.
Look at him go.
He's dancing.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
Oh my god, don't see. I'm scared.
Wow.
I'm taking a video.
Sit around a bonfire together. But we also got to know a little bit about their culture. They showed us how they make their coffee and grind it, and they also let us taste their coffee and tea, which, by the way, their tea was so good.
Summer and one for the winter.
To Alex!
You know, desert hikes are definitely not as hot as they seem like they would be. But to be fair, this is technically during the wintertime, which in Israel is a little chilly. But anyway, today we hike Masada.
Bro, they literally do have a zip line. Oh my god.
Which, if you don't know, is an ancient fortress in southern Israel's Judean desert. Say hi. Look where we are. I can't see you. This was definitely one of the craziest views that I saw on the whole trip. And you can actually see the Dead Sea from there, which is another stop on the trip later on.
Okay. Enjoy the water and the Dead Sea is a full spa resort. Don't splash water on each other.
Hi. Dead Sea.
That's what you call it, sunset.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So beautiful.
If you need water, something like that.
So you can see the stones, the layers, and the collapsion, and with that creating bigger body each and every moment. I wanted to keep going.
Ella,
יאללה.
You can technically find diamonds for what?
No, it's not all enough for
Oh yeah, once we start going on ladders,
This wasn't that bad. That's where we were just now. We just climbed all that.
Climbing on the ladders here? Yeah, you could definitely paraglide from here.
And also a spoon. So we keep finding things that are no longer in use and make new things out of them. And you can see also some of our products here. For example,
I have to be more.
Try to be creative over here. I love that one. Yes.
Are we gonna go to the hotel now?
We're going to stop for lunch and then we're going to drive to the hotel.
Welcome to Tel Aviv. And for the record, this was my favorite part of Israel. Tel Aviv reminded me the most of home back in New York City, though I wouldn't necessarily say it resembles New York City as much as it probably does LA, but it has a similar atmosphere, and if there's anywhere where I'd want to temporarily live in Israel, it would probably be here. Ooh, that's a nice rooftop. What's our mission now? Bathroom. Cool. Let's go find one. POV, you're entering a very normal bathroom and you go to wash your hands. And then we've got the rest of it.
The mayor of the city found himself like outside. So he's coming to the gate, which used to be over there, okay? And asking for the population from the guards, can I go in? I'm the mayor of the city. And they said, sure, honey. If you are the mayor of the city, I'm Muhammad himself. And let him froze to death without any water or food outside until the morning. No, not to death, not literally to death. In the morning, they open up the gates and they realized that it was actually Abu Nabut outside. And then they said, oh boy, oh my God. And he looked at his guards and said to them, honeys, you did your job wonderful. This is why I'm giving you a raise. But you made fun of Muhammad, so I'm also hanging you. To make sure that it's even, okay?
God.
In that moment, he realized that the most crucial thing that he needs to do is to help everybody. And the night that he was stuck outside made him realize the significance of water. So he decided that he's going to build that in the entrance of the city. So no matter what, if you're going to need help, if you're going to need water, even though you're stuck outside, you can always get something to drink and something to eat.
Most oasis-y part.
oh my God.
Damn.
I didn't mean to pour that much. Wait, can I pour some in here?
Damn it. It smells good though. Thank you.
It smells so good.
Down, pass it.
The picture taken pose.
This on the floor is all of the places that we visited while we were in Israel, and we just did a little activity where we stepped on the place that fit the description of what Alona, our guide, was reading for us. Hey guys, so it's been like a few days since I've returned, and I have a lot of feelings about this trip because, if I'm being honest, I did not expect for it to feel the way that it did. I didn't expect the impact it had on me. I definitely didn't expect wanting to go back. When I was younger, I did participate in some like Jewish holidays and stuff with my dad's side of the family. I mean, I am half Jewish after all. Culturally speaking, Judaism was never a part of myself that I felt connected to, or even really interested in, if I'm being honest. Like, it wasn't to me what it was to a lot of the people in this group that I went with. I connected with the history of Judaism and like what my ancestors went through and what my family itself went through. And then I went on this trip and I saw like a very different side of Judaism, like it was a community, I guess. Like, it's so hard to explain how I feel about it, but there is a community, there are these fun games, these fun traditions, this meaning. And it made me actually feel kind of connected to this part of me that I never felt connected to before. And just being around an entire group of people that were all Jewish, and we had this, at least this one thing in common, this one thing in common that like for most of my life I have not had in common with my friends. Like, I don't have that many Jewish friends. I also just met like great people. At first I kind of went into this trip with like the mindset of like, oh, I'm going to another country, like, fun. I never expected this trip to be as meaningful for me as it was, or at the very least it brought me values of just like wanting the more adventure. I mean, we were doing stuff every single day. Like, we were waking up at like 6 a.m. or earlier, going to sleep pretty late, the whole day doing stuff. I'm very grateful. So thank you, Birthright. I'm so glad I got to go. And I'll catch you guys later.